First, I would like to welcome you all to this lecture. This is for first year English department, the drama. Okay, as you know, we are studying this term the play by Arthur Miller, Death of a Salesman. Okay, we already discussed parts of the play itself. We read parts of it, the beginnings of this play. The script itself, and we also realized or discussed, okay, the differences between reading a play or a drama and reading a novel. We already took that during the lectures at the Institute. But today, actually, we're going to start with life and background of Arthur Miller. This is a really very important topic. We already discussed it, but I thought it would be better to read it from the book. Now, what we have in front of us on the screen here is the book itself. This is page 115. It's very important to have the book to be able to read and study from it, as the exams are closing in. Anyway, so let's start with his with the personal background of Arthur Miller. As you can see here, I'm going to read it with you. Okay, Arthur Miller, this is the beginning. Arthur Miller was born in Harlem on October 17th, 1915. Okay, this is very important information. The son of Polish immigrants. So his parents were Polish, from Poland, immigrants. They immigrated to America. Their names were Isidore and Augusta Miller. Okay, Miller's father had established a successful clothing store upon coming to America, so he immigrated to America and he started his business with a clothing store. Okay, and the family enjoyed actually some wealth. It was a rich family at the beginning. However, this prosperity ended. So the family was rich and prosperous, but then it ended. That means they lost their money. Okay, his parents lost their money with the Wall Street crash down. Wall Street, of course, we all know that is in America in relation to the economy of America itself. It faced a crash, okay, a recession in 1922. Okay, the financial hardship, they lost the money, so this is called financial hardship, compelled the Miller family to move to Brooklyn. Now, they began, okay, in Harlem, and then they moved to Brooklyn. Of course, this means that Brooklyn is a kind of poorer district than Harlem itself in 1929. Okay, Miller graduated from high school in New York in 1933. He applied to Cornell University and the University of Michigan. Okay, but both schools refused his admission. Okay, he tried to join, okay, Cornell University or Michigan University, but they both, okay, refused him and refused his admission and refused to enroll him within their universities. Miller worked so what happened is that Miller searched for a job, and he worked for a variety of odd jobs. Odd jobs means strange jobs, not that good or not that professional. Okay, including as a host of a radio program. Okay, but what happened after that is that the University of Michigan accepted him. Okay, at the school he studied journalism. So after he was refused, okay, to enter the University of Cornell or Michigan, Michigan did actually eventually accept him. And within it he studied journalism, became the night editor. Okay, this is a position, okay, in the papers, night editor of Michigan Daily. Michigan Daily is a newspaper. and began experimenting with theatre after that. In addition to hosting the radio program, Miller held a variety of jobs during this early career. After he left the University of Michigan, Miller wrote plays for the Federal Theatre. Okay, this is very, very important. After he left the University of Michigan, Miller wrote plays for the Federal Theatre in 1939. Okay, so the Federal Theatre provided work for unemployed writers. This is very, very important. Actors and directors and designers. Congress closed the Federal Theatre in 1939. Okay, in the late 1939. So late in 1939. That means after he joined it and started writing for it, like during the same year, the Congress closed the Federal Theatre. Okay, now career highlights. What did he write? What are the most important and famous plays or writings of Arthur Miller? Miller's prolific writing career spans a period over 60 years. So he wrote for 60 years. During this time, Miller has written 26 plays. A novel entitled Focus. Okay, so again, he wrote over a period of 60 years. He wrote 26 plays. A novel entitled Focus in 1945. Several travel journals, okay, a collection of short stories entitled I Don't Need You Anymore. So we've also got short stories called I Don't Need You Anymore in 1967, and an autobiography entitled Time Bends. So this is an autobiography, okay, Time Bends, a life in 1987. Okay, Miller's plays generally address social issues, so this is very, very important information. Miller's plays generally address social issues and center around an individual in a social dilemma or an individual at the mercy of society. Now, this we can say as a kind of statement or a title. This is extremely important to understand, that his plays generally address, that means are directed to, okay, or discuss issues that center around an individual in a social dilemma. So this individual is within a social dilemma, or an individual at the mercy of society, the relation between the individuals and society. Okay, now what is his first play? Miller's first play, No Villain. This is the name of his first play, produced in 1936. Explores Marxist theory, of course, the Marxist theory, and the inner conflict through an individual facing ruin as a result of strike, okay, and communism, of course. Okay. The communists, a Marxist theory. Okay. Now, after that, this is the first play, and then Honors at Dawn in 1937 also centers around the strike and contrasting views of the economy, but focuses on the individual's inability to express himself. Okay, so again, we know that they lost the money because of the crash. That's the real story of Arthur Miller's family. Okay, so of course, in his plays, he has to discuss this certain issue, okay, of the economy and strikes and society, the hardships of continuing within a kind of society. Anyway, our honors also concerns centers around a strike and contrasting views of the economy, but focus on the individual's inability to express themselves. Okay, then we've got The Great Disobedience, which was written in 1938. makes a connection between the prison system and capitalism. Okay, then we've got Golden Years in 1940, tells the story of Cortes despoiling Mexico. So, of course, this is about the drug trafficking in Mexico. Anyway, then we've got Miller produced two radio plays, so this is also important information. In 1941, The Pussycat and the Expert Plumber, Who Was a Man, okay, and William Ireland's Confession, okay. Miller's third radio play, The Four Freedoms, was produced in 1942. Okay, so again, we've still got more, okay, but we don't need all the information here, but we can actually, we do need the Death of a Salesman, which is produced in 1949, okay, and addresses the loss of identity and man's inability to accept change within himself and society. This, of course, sums up the whole theme, or let's say the whole plot, and what's around it in the play itself. Okay, so this is about his work. Okay. And then more plays here. Now let's take a look at his honors and awards. Miller has received numerous honors and awards throughout his career. Okay, this is important. And then Miller's accolades include Michigan's Avery Hopewood Award in 1936, okay, and 1937. The Theatre Guild's Bureau of New Plays Award in 1937, and the New York Drama Critics Circle Award in 1947, and the Pulitzer Prize in 1949, the New York Drama Critics Circle Award in 1949, and the Antoinette Perry and Donaldson Awards in 1953, and the Gold Medal of Drama for Drama by the National Institutes of Arts and Letters in 1959. Miller was also elected president of the PEN, which is the short of poets, essayists, and novelists in 1965. Okay. Now, this is the end of the part of his life and background. I hope you understood what's going on. You need to study this carefully. Okay, his personal background. Again, this is on page 115 and 116 in the book. Okay, everyone, study hard, and hope you the best of luck.